Another installment of Math Basics, Mr. Besh. This is going to be now my second video on compound shapes and finding area, and we're also going to be computing the perimeter as well. Now the reason why this picture here with the puzzle is that's what it's like. There's some few things that you need to piece together first before you actually do the math problem. Now with compound shapes are shapes that you don't necessarily know or have the name of. They're basically a bunch of shapes put together, and they take away the inside edges of these shapes so it looks like it's just one giant shape. Your job is to take this and break it down into pieces. So now what you got is, your goal is to break it down into as few pieces as possible. The fewer pieces you break them down, the easier your math. As you can clearly see, I broke this shape down into a triangle on the top, a thin rectangle in the middle, and I'm using the dimensions down here of this larger rectangle on the bottom. And now, notice that inside here, I do not have the dimensions like I do all around here. 5, 9, 9, 4, 3. I need to figure out the dimensions inside here. So there is usually enough information in each of these problems where you can calculate the missing pieces. First, the base here of this rectangle, or the length of this rectangle from here to here. You know, you didn't know that this was 6, but yet from here to here is going to make 9, and the measurement from here to here of this shelf is going to be 3. So now from here to here has to be 9, and if this guy's 3, then this guy has to be 6. Secondly, I do not know the height of this triangle, so then once again I'm going to use the information on my page. I know that from here to here, all the way directly across from the peak of this triangle, is going to be 9. So now, from here to here, I know has to be the same as from here to here, which is 4. And from here to here is 1, so that means from here to here has to be 1. So from here to here, this has to be 5. And by default now, from here to here has to be 4. Notice 5 is not the height of a triangle. You need to remember that a diagonal line will never be the height of anything. It can't be. Heights and bases have to be perpendicular with one another, and we know that that means they have to form 90-degree angles down at the base where the height and the base would actually touch. Okay, so now once we know the height of this triangle is 4, and once we know that the base right here, remember from here to here is also 6, which is the length of this rectangle, now we are ready to compute the perimeter and the areas of the shape. First, the perimeter. When you calculate the perimeter of a shape, the number one thing you want to do is count how many edges the shape has. You would refer to the edges as the sides of the shape. Go down through here, and every time you change direction, you now have a new edge. So when I go through and I count, from here to here is 1, and then I got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 edges. So what that means is there is going to be 7 numerical values that I'm going to add up when I calculate its perimeter. If I don't add 7 numbers up, I'm making a mistake. I can't tell you, this is the number one reason why students make mistakes on this, because they either forget to add a number, or sometimes they add too much. Remember, the key is when you find the edges, you know exactly how many numbers you are going to be adding together. So then I go through. Here to here's 5. Add 1 to that makes 6. 3 more is 9. Add 4 to that, comes out to be 13. Add 9 to that's 22. From here to here is 5, that's 27. And last but not least, add this measurement, which comes out to be 32. And 32 is the perimeter of my shape. Now, the other thing we're going to calculate is its area. The area is broken down into 3 regions, and here are my 3 regions. The top triangle I have here is region number 1, whereas the middle region I have here labeled as region number 2, and last but not least, my bottom rectangle is region number 3. So now when I'm calculating the area of a triangle, the formula is 1/2 0.5 times its base, which we knew from here to here was 6, multiplied then by the height, and we knew the height of the triangle was 4. So 1/2 times 6 times 4 is going to give me 12. I then calculate the area of region number 2. Now region number 2 had a base here, or a length, of 6, and it also had a height, which was 1. So 6 times 1 is going to give me 6. Last but not least, the region of the rectangle down here on the bottom. The bottom here has a dimension which is 9. 9 as my length, and the height comes out to be 4. So now 9 times 4 is going to give me 36. Now the area of this shape is basically the combination of all my regions added together. So 12 plus 6 plus 36 makes 54 units squared. And this is how you calculate the area of a compound shape as well as its perimeter. I hope you find this video both helpful and informative.